Nowadays, most people in rural areas have been flocking to big cities and to find jobs and leaving some elderly back in the village. As less young migrant workers return back to the village, a phenomenon called empty village has caused nationwide attention. Who will take care of those left behind? Now, reporter Liu Yang gives us some insights from Fuxing village in southwestern China of Sichuan province.
China has a huge labor force, but in some rural areas, that's no longer the case. 62-year-old Chen Guiying's children have been working in the coastal provinces for 5 years and only return once a year, leaving her and her husband to take care of the land. Both Yin Xiulian's husband and the children work in the city and haven't worked in the fields for years. When they come back, they will bring the most important item for this big family, money, to pay for the family's expenses.
My husband and son out to the city to work, and I do everything at home, like feed chicken, pigs and farm in the land, and making meals for my daughter and grandsons. Nowadays, the costs are higher, so they have to go out to earn money, support the whole family.
According to the China Agricultural University survey, 20 million children, 20 million elderly, and 47 million women, totally 87 million people, have been left behind in China's rural areas. To earn higher incomes, young and skilled villagers have left their home and found jobs in the cities. Their departure from rural areas has created new problems for the country's less developed rural areas. China's flight of labor from rural to urban areas has caused many social issues, including problems with elderly care, lack of parental guidance for children, and public security problems. Another issue is that instead of male labor force bearing the heavy agricultural production, now women are the major labor force in China's rural areas. If this situation continues, it will gravely slow down the sustainable development of rural areas. Chen Guiying, without children to help her, goes to Fuxing Village Elderly Care Center. The Fuxing Village has provided support to elderly in the form of medical care, entertainment, and meals. All this has given them emotional support. So far, about 400 elderly have come to the center.
For seniors who live in rural area, first is the economic demand, second and most important one is the emotional support, and third is medical care service. The government most of the time overemphasizes the economic support for the elderly, but overlook emotional support for them.
Analysts have stressed the wide disparities between rural and urban areas in terms of elderly care and access to infrastructure and services. Better quality care for the elderly in villages will benefit both those left behind and balance the development of rural and urban areas. Liu Yang, CCTV, Sichuan Province.